Welcome my dear friends. In this particular tutorial, we are going to answer all the questions of chapter number 3, okay, of NCERT Geography. Okay, if you do not have gone through the lecture on this chapter, you must go through this so that you have a complete understanding of the basic concepts like circle of illumination, the southern hemisphere, and there is summer solstice, and then winter solstice, rotation, revolution. All this you will get to learn in this chapter if you have gone through my lecture on this chapter. Okay, if you do not have gone through, you must go through that. So now let's discuss the answers of the questions that is there. The question is asking about angle of inclination of Earth's axis with its orbital plane. So two term is there, Earth's axis and then there is an orbital plane. First understand what is Earth's axis. So Earth's axis is an imaginary line which makes an angle of 23.5 degree with the perpendicular line that is drawn here. Okay. Now this is Earth's axis because Earth rotates along this axis. Okay. As you know, the motion of Earth is of two types. The first one is rotation and the second one is revolution. So the rotation of Earth is completed in 24 hours. Okay. Now this Earth rotates around a particular imaginary line. This is called the axis of the Earth. And Earth revolves around the Sun in an elliptical path. Okay. And the Earth's revolution is along this elliptical path. So, okay. So the orbit of the Earth means this elliptical path along which it revolves around the Sun. Now this orbit forms a plane with the Earth. This is called the orbital plane of the Earth. Now, this axis makes an angle of 66.5 degree with this orbital plane of the Earth. Okay, how much angle? 66.5 degree. So this is the answer of this question. What is the angle of inclination between Earth's axis and orbital plane? So this is 66.5 degree. Okay, now if it had asked what is the angle of inclination between the perpendicular line and the axis, then it will be 23.5 degree. Okay, hope it's clear to you. Define rotation and revolution. So two types of motion that is taking place. Earth is going through two types of motion. First is rotation around its own axis, okay, around its own axis from west to east, and another is revolution along its elliptical path around the sun. Okay, so this is rotation and this is revolution. What is leap year? So we know that Earth completes one revolution around the Earth in how many days? 365 days, and an extra 6 hours is taken by Earth to complete one revolution. Okay, but for our convenience we just take 365 days in a year. Okay, and after 4 years this 6 hours becomes 6 into 4, that is a complete one day. Now what happens that after every 4 years we add this extra 6 hours into one day, and the year of that year becomes 366 days. Okay, and this extra day is put it in February month. So in a leap year, February month is of 29 days. Okay, so this is a leap year. A leap year has 366 days, and where this extra day comes from? From this concept. Okay, this 6 hours which is extra time taken by Earth to complete one revolution, and after 4 years it is multiplied to form, okay, added to form 24 hours a complete day. Okay, differentiate between summer and winter solstice. Okay, this is a very easy question. If you have gone through my lecture, you will find it an easy question. Okay, so what is summer solstice and winter solstice? So summer solstice and winter solstice are positions of the Earth while it's revolve around the sun. Okay, its position of Earth while it's revolve around the sun. Here is this position. This is 21st June. This position of the Earth in this position of the earth, suppose this is equator and this is your tropic of Cancer. So what happens is that sun's rays are falling directly, direct direct, a striking of sun's rays on tropic of Cancer, and the area beyond this tropic of Cancer receives, okay, maximum amount of it on this particular day. So what happens on this day, that in the northern hemisphere there is summer solstice, meaning that day means 21st June, day is the longest, okay, and night will be shortest, okay. But in opposite hemisphere, that is southern hemisphere, opposite happens, means night will be longest and day will be shortest, okay. This similar thing repeats itself on 21st of December every year. Okay, what happens that in southern hemisphere, tropic of Capricorn receives direct sunlight. Okay, so there is summer solstice in southern hemisphere and winter solstice in northern hemisphere on 21st December. So what happens in southern hemisphere, that day is longest and night is shortest, and opposite of it takes place in where northern hemisphere. So hope you this is clear to you. What is an equinox? So equinox is again a position of the earth here and here. This is 21st September and this is 21st March, okay. What happens that none of the poles are inclined towards the sun at this position, unlike this position where one pole, as you can see, the southern pole is inclined towards where sun, and in this position this north pole is inclined towards earth. So in this position of the earth on 21st March and 21st September, there is no inclination of either of the poles. So what happens is that every part of the earth, get equal amount of heat, get equal amount of sunlight. So what happens that days and nights are equal on this day on every part of the earth, okay. There is no means there will be no longer night and longer days, equal days and equal nights, equal days and equal nights. So what is equinox? The position of the earth when every place on the earth gets equal day and night, okay. Night equals to day. Why does southern hemisphere experience winter and summer solstice in different times than that of northern hemisphere? Very easy question, and similarly very easy answer to this question I have explained already here, but once again I will repeat it. Because if this is the sun and this is the day of 21st June, so what happens is that the tropic of Cancer is the nearest to the sun and north pole is tilted towards the sun. So what happens is that this tropic of Cancer receives direct sunlight, okay. So there will be longest day, but this part of southern hemisphere, this part, the area which is beyond equator, receives less amount of daylight. So night is longest here, day is shortest here, and night is longest here. Okay, this situation reverses itself on 21st of December when the earth is tilted like this. Okay, this is the situation on 21st December. The earth is tilted like this, and the northern hemisphere is farther away, and southern south pole is towards equator. So tropic of Capricorn receives direct sunlight. Okay, so days are longest here in the southern hemisphere and night is shortest in southern hemisphere. This opposite situation takes place in northern hemisphere because it is distant farther from the sun at this position. So this is the idea of southern hemisphere experiencing winter and summer solstice in completely opposite to northern hemisphere. Means the time when northern hemisphere will experience summer solstice, at the same time southern hemisphere will experience winter solstice, okay. Why do the poles experience about 6 months day and 6 months night? This is a very good question. Okay, I will tell you. All the questions are related to this single, you know, picture. Okay, what happens is that if this is the pole and this is the pole, okay, if this is the pole here and this is the pole, what happens? That suppose this is pole and this is pole. So this portion of the earth, if you can see here, the north pole, the area beyond Arctic Circle, is getting sunlight continuously from 21st June 20 to 21st of December. Okay, 21st of December. From here to here, it will get continuous sunlight. So there is 6 months of day. Okay, 6 months of continuous sunlight will be received by northern pole, and south pole will experience, as you can see in this picture, it will face continuous darkness for about 6 months, means equal time. Okay, 6 months. This circle is out of the, this is south pole and this is area beyond Antarctic Circle. So this area is deprived of sunlight for a continuous 6 month time from 21st June to 21st of December. So that is why there will be 6 months of night for continuously. So this is the reason why, because of tilt of earth, because of tilt of earth towards sunlight. Okay. Now, the movement of the earth around the sun is known as, around the sun it is called revolution. Direct rays of the sun fall on the equator on what? 21st June you will not get direct sunlight on equator, neither on 22nd December. You will get it on 21st of March. Okay. Christmas is celebrated in summer in. Christmas is celebrated on 21st, 25th of December. Now, you have to think 21st December is a summer day in which of the hemisphere? India is found on northern hemisphere. Australia is found in southern hemisphere, and Japan is also found in northern hemisphere. So northern hemisphere faces winter in 25th December, but Christmas is summer, so it will be only Australia. Okay, cycle of the season is caused due to revolution of the earth. Okay, because of differential heating of Earth's surface. Now, a leap year we have already discussed 366 days. The daily motion of the earth is called rotation. Okay, the earth travel around the sun in elliptical orbit. We know it very well. In the previous chapter we have dealt it with it. The sun's rays fall vertically on the what? On 21st June. Because on 21st June there is summer solstice in northern hemisphere. So on Tropic of Cancer, sun's rays will fall directly. Days are shorter during which season? You have to think it. Days are shorter during winter season and night are longer in this winter season. Okay, so this is all about the explanation of all the questions of this chapter. If still you face any doubt, you can comment on the comment box. You can, you know, post your question. I will be very pleased to answer your question. Okay, and clear your doubt. Thank you very much.